Hello, good morning. Thank you for your presence. Human being in a pre-existence. And then we have the second realm, which is after his existence in heaven. And then he has his presence on earth. Our main concern is how he departs from this world. In the pre-existence, God spoke to Adam and his progeny. The following verse: وَإِذْ أَخَذَ رَبُّكَ مِنْ بَنِي آدَمَ مِنْ ظُهُورِهِمْ ذُرِّيَّتَهُمْ وَأَشْهَدَهُمْ عَلَى أَنفُسِهِمْ أَلَسْتُ بِرَبِّكُمْ قَالُوا بَلَى. And when your Lord summoned the descendant of Adam and made them testify about themselves, am I not your Lord? They said, yes, we testify. To be more specific, he didn't use the word Lord. Rabbikum has two definitions. It has one definition that means the owner of something, Rabbu Shay, and you have another one which is Al-Murabbi. Al-Murabbi is the fosterer. And don't be misdirected, disoriented by the definition. Yes, Al-Murabbi is the one who is raising a kid up to a certain level, up to a certain age, or no. The fosterer is the one who is taking you from one stage to another, to another, to another, to an unlimited. If a human being stops, because of his predisposed nature, he stops. Otherwise, God doesn't stop. He will give definitely, as we shall see shortly. So, the word is not just the Lord, the fosterer. When he asked them, am I not your Lord, the fosterer? Every name from God's names is dependent on this. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Malik, Al-Quddus, Salam. All of them are dependent under, each name is not station, is a name. Asma al-Af'al is an influence, is an impact on human being if he has this predisposed nature to be shifted from one stage to another. Before Adam, God spoke to the angels and said, I'm going to create a human being from clay. Once I breathe into him from my soul, you prostrate your head to him. إني خالق بشرا من طين فإذا سويته ونفخت فيه من روحي فقعوا له ساجدين. In one place they said, أتجعل فيها, are you going to put someone who's going to cause mischief and bloodshed? Look at this knowledge. Are you going to put someone, أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء ونحن نقدس نسبح بحمدك ونقدس لك. قال إني ما أعلم ما لا تعلمون. Brad. After creating Adam, God said he had taught Adam all the names. He said, وعلم آدم الأسماء كلها ثم عرضهم على الملائكة فقال أنبئوني بأسماء هؤلاء إن كنتم صادقين. And he, God, taught Adam the names, all of them. كلها. Then he presented them to the angels and said, tell me the names of these if you are sincere. The translation correct, but the translation, when you get into it deeply, the general concept, it doesn't give you the same feeling. You have to be really aware of the Arabic language. Arabic language, you know what it is. Arabic is a mystical language. Arabic and Hebrew. You understand something is more of a feeling than verbalizing words. علم آدم الأسماء كلها. For the names, a lot of interpreters, they have different opinion about this. Say the names of the objects, everything in this world, animals or objects or stars or whatever. علم آدم الأسماء كلها. Others, they say the names of the angels, including that. All of the above, including the name of the angels. Others, they say, علم آدم, even the names of the progeny, Adam's progeny. Well, God knows best. Allahu A'lam. Others, what they say, at the end, when the angels were astonished, and they say, glory be to you, it shows you that they were amazed, astonished by something really unexpected. Angels are not going to be surprised by when Adam's is going to name of the object, of those names. That's not something that's going to surprise them. It gives you an idea that something was more profound, more deeply, deep. The name falls from other Sufi masters. They say these are God's names, the divine names. Well, divine name is a name by itself, is a station, is the influence, the impact of God's names in this existence. The existence, the potentiality in this existence is only submitting to God's names, cannot be independent. All what is going to be is only the reflection, a fraction of God's names and the impact of God's names in this existence. Now, what is the mystery? God's Adam. He said, وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ ثُمَّ عَرَضَهُم. God presented them, exposed them, عَرَضَهُم الْمَلَائِكَةِ. فَقَالَ أَنْبِئُونِي. Could you tell me, tell me the names of these. So far, names. God's names. On the sciences, every single science existing in this existence. But here, the reaction of the angels, they say they were surprised. They say, قالوا سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. Here, do they ignore, neglect? We say the word ignores, we don't use this word, that's not really polite. What kind of names do they don't know? Adam, the mirror of Adam, we don't say the mirror. The mirror is reflecting the mirror in terms of its transparency. God's name through the mirror of Adam has more appearance in Adam than in the angels. And how's that? When you say in Arabic, you say Al-Ghaffar, the forgiver. That necessitates that someone is a sinner, that sins. Do the angels sin? No. So the name the forgiver has an appearance through Adam more than in the angels and others. The higher, the lower, the outer, the inner. The angels are created in a station. They prostrate, they pray to God and tasbih all the time. Human being is the one who is shifted from one pole to another, from one situation to another. He is not, he's exposed to this situation where one of God's names has an influence on him to put him to, with his submission, to go back to accept. He is higher. He is seeking superiority. Flamboyance, he goes back. Angels, there is no such a thing from them. So we don't speak about superiority, inferior, there is no such a thing. It's God's appearance because he carries God's soul, that's why. We don't say he is better. Is he better with the sin? No, he's not better with the sin, better than the angels, astaghfirullah. The forgiver is the penetration of the forgiver through Adam's transparency. I use the word transparency. He is mirroring God's names better than any other creature. I'm talking about Adam, the encyclopedia of existence. Adam. Now, what is the role of Adam? The role of Adam is his brain, is his mind to accept this with lowliness, with submission, with adoration. أعبد ربك حتى يأتيك اليقين. You worship your God up to the point when you reach certainty. Certainty is that stamp. Well, it's not such a word. The word certainty is taken from the word al-yuqn. Al-yuqn is, in Arabic, in literature, is the water when it's coming down from a mountain, it stagnates certain place. We call it al-yuqn. This is in nature, but in human being, there is no such a station. The station of certainty, he is tired, he stopped. And then you cannot blame the fosterer. You blame a human being. You understand that everything, it's God's name through these human beings. They have influence, penetration, transcendence towards through these human beings in this existence. Now, when he goes to the sciences, someone is thinking independently, not with worship, while accepting the transcendence of God's names. That's a big difference. Look here. Then he said, قال يا آدم أنبئهم بأسمائهم فلما أنبأهم بأسمائهم قال ألم أقل لكم إني أعلم غيب السماوات والأرض. After he told Adam, he said, "Oh Adam, tell them their names." And when he told them their names, now, what are these names? You know, the interpreters, they don't say the names, their names, that doesn't mean the angels. It says the named. A name of what? Anything you want. I'm talking about those Sufi masters say the named, referring to the named of sciences. Named, talking about named. When you say about the named, what is the first thing that is crossing your mind? Who named them? The subject, these are object. The subject who? Is God. Who named them? And Bithum, he said, I told him to name, you know what I'm saying? To name them, tell them their names. And when he told them their names, he said, didn't I tell you that I know the secret of the heavens and earth? You know, when a human being allow those names, accept the names that give him the status of humility, of worship, when he goes to the named, any kind of science in this universe, the science of the earth, geology, wherever, all of these, astrology, astronomy, physics, chemistry, you understand them through Iqra bismi rabbik. Read in the name of the fosterer, referring to the first name. You will understand the world will be at your disposal. سخر لكم ما في السماوات والأرض. Otherwise, you will be the slave of nature. You will see how you will leave this world. Now, we spoke about the pre-existence, and then his existence in heaven, and now we go to earth. Abraham, إذ قال له ربه أسلم, قال أسلمت لرب العالمين. You know, he said, when his Lord said to him or told him to submit, he said, I have submitted to the Lord of the worlds. Aslim, submission. Perhaps you understand it in Latin much better than Arabic. That is very strange. In Arabic, you understand Arabic with Arabic. It's because it's a very rich language, and it's because, but somehow, for some reason, this word, you cannot understand it because Muslims are overconfident. Overconfident, they claim they understood or they understand Islam, the word, it's a station. Islam, it's an Islam. But by the time you move to Latin, you say submissiveness. Hey, you get some kind of responsibility of renunciation, of not claiming. Here it comes to your mind. You don't have it when you are in Arabic, when you were born Arabic, unless you make a big effort. So here, submissiveness is to let go, to renunciate, yet who is dominating your conscience at that exact moment. God told him, Aslim. He said, submissive, surrender. That's the word, surrender. He did not say to whom. He said, surrender. قال أسلمت لرب العالمين, to the Lord of universes or the Lord of the world. He said it. He wasn't disoriented, misguided by his own ego towards the world, towards the sciences. He went to the Lord of the sciences. He said, أسلمت لرب العالمين. Ensuite, after this, he said, ووصى بها إبراهيم بنيه ويعقوب. Al-wasiyah is more than an advice. It is a kind of, you put your arm around someone and you say, look, because I love you, I like you because of this, and this is the last moment, I have a few minutes left in my life. I'm going to give you wasiyah. Say, or, and Abraham exhorted his sons and Jacob, oh my sons. It is a very tricky, very, very important word. لا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. He said, ووصى بها إبراهيم بنيه ويعقوب يا بني إن الله اصطفى لكم الدين فلا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Do not die unless you are, they said in a lot of places, you are Muslim. Or actually, again, I repeat this, unless you are submissive. Do you remember when we spoke in heaven about the glass, the mirror that is, human being is mirroring God's names? God's names. Human being is subject to acquire something, to claim it. All this power, they are all God's power. The forgiver, the inner, the outer, penetrating human being, all of them are power. He claims them through the acquisition in this life. He doesn't let them go. At the end of his life, he said, submissive, you remain with the transparency as you were in heaven. Here, submissiveness is not a station at the end of his last breath. It's a very important point. How much effort you have provided in your life to learn, to provide, to do with submission. This push all your life, this push created the muscle, which is the triceps. Sometimes maybe we can include the deltoid, pectoral, maybe, I don't know. They were contracted. You provided with submission. You provided or you acquired with submission. You did not claim. Claiming what is in the act, it will make you suffer. It creates station. You did not leave this world with submission. Al-inqiyad in Arabic, that's a good word. Al-inqiyad, to let yourself be taken by the power of God. It will let you, give you life, animation, life in your barzakh that will continue according to your push. The one who is claiming, sitting, there is no push. There is no submission from his part. He will stagnate. He will find himself in a sort of aquarium, not made of water. Aquarium, magnetic field surrounded by his thoughts. That's the grave. One of the masters, Sufi masters, say, he speaks about those people of the mind, ashab al-uqul. You know, those who I don't accept unless I have scientific evidence. It gives you a momentary comfort, which is this word. This because, therefore, which implies is a closed, sealed in your mind. The world beyond your thought, you will see it when you enter your grave. How vast, how immense with the beauty, but your mind has incarcerated you in your grave. You cannot move because of this. You cannot move unless you don't claim it, you let it go, submission. And Abraham said, وَوَصَّى بِهَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ بَنِيهِ وَيَعْقُوبَ يَا بَنِي إِنَّ اللَّهَ اصْطَفَى لَكُمْ. God had chosen a religion for you. The religion is a non-religion. God had chosen a color. A color is non-color. Pay attention. Do not live with the color. That color will create stagnation in your grave. Thank you for your presence and see you soon.